Desolate Heights.
Yes. And Naomi writes biblical fiction, so which is really awesome to we have all different people in our group. I do contemporary romance. Mine's a little bit of a women's fiction as well, I suppose. But so I was just really excited about Naomi's story. So do you want to just tell us a little bit about it, and then I'll ask you a few questions?
Yeah, absolutely. It's about the story of Balaam in the Bible in Numbers 21 through 24. And I was actually really surprised to find out how many people didn't know about a talking donkey in the Bible. So, for me, that was always pretty common to know. So it's about, and actually you and I have talked about this too. It's Balaam was chosen by the Lord to greatly bless Israel 4 times. But then he actually wasn't an Israelite. He was a foreigner. And so that was interesting to dig into. And like you and I have talked about, like, we always hear how he does well for the Lord and for Israel, but he actually is accredited with leading Israel astray later. So it's a really tragic story because you see how close he is to knowing the Lord and truth, and then he goes the other direction. So it was really fun to dig into, and it's also how if he is not an Israelite, why is he even in the Bible? Like, how do we get that? How do we get his story? So that was a little bit of the process of, I had to get a character that would like bridge the gap, and I had them meet the Israelites, and so that's imagined. It is what I see in the scripture, and then what I imagine to fill in the blanks. So it's not all 100% scripture because obviously I wouldn't. It's yeah, but it's but I like to call it historical fiction. It could have happened.
Well, I found. So yeah, I thought I know my Bible quite well, and I love the Old Testament. Yeah. And I like listening to the audio Bible a lot. You get through a lot, listen to the Old Testament. Then you sort of get into a mode of just, New Testament, right. And those scriptures well. And so, and obviously, some stories are quite brief and quick, which is like your Balaam. Am I saying it right? Balaam? I always say it wrong. Balaam.
I don't know. I say Balaam, but I don't know.
Yeah, it is Balaam.
I think both work.
Yeah, whatever country you're from.
Right.
So we know, the story of the talking donkey. A lot of people do know that. Not everyone, but because God spoke to him, and so I just assumed that he was an Israelite prophet, and then I started reading your story. I was going, hang on, what? And then I had to go to the Bible, which I do with all my biblical fiction when I read. It encourages me to, I want to see what's the part is the fiction part.
Right.
But it does really help you explore and really feel, and brings you into the moment, and brings you, into what it's like to be in those times, and the emotion to it. And it's just the beauty of fiction, really. You just see a few lines of this and that, but to actually, just like you'd see it in the movies where they Hollywood it up the Bible,
right?
But definitely, and how we write our fiction, is deep point of view. So you really are seeing it. And so you used a different character, a slave boy, is that right?
Yes,
to
that's correct.
Sort of have another point of view. So you had the
he was a seer or a diviner or sorry, my brain has not fully woken up yet. He's like he's a heathen. He does sorcery and and so he's kind of in the dark prophet side, really, actually. So.
Yeah, and you did quite a bit of showing God's presence and power, like how, and even though he had that experience, later down the track, he was in awe of God and had that amazing experience meeting him and God speaking to him. But isn't that interesting? That's something that we can take away for today, that sometimes, people can have this experience, but later, deny God's presence, deny that God is real, So there's a message there too.
It doesn't take long. You look in so many parts of the Bible, they follow the Lord strongly and they do well and he blesses them. And then a chapter later, which may be, 40 years for them, but a chapter later in the Bible, they've gone off the path and no longer for God, so it's a reminder that it doesn't take much to get us off track, and to stay strong every day so you can be strong tomorrow and you don't have a donkey telling you what. You don't have a donkey that needs to remind you to follow God.
That's it. The rock's crying out. Something weird happening. Cool. Although we wouldn't mind those kind of weird miracles. But yeah, it's pretty sad if God has to get to that point.
Yeah.
And these days we would probably think we're going a bit creepy if that happened.
Right, yeah.
You would not believe anyone.
No. A donkey just spoke to me. Right.
Let's take you to the mental ward. So this is, you're bringing this out as a novella because later on you've got a series coming out with biblical fiction. So you've signed a contract with Celebrate.
Yay!
Yay! Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so when are you allowed to tell us when that's coming out, or when the process is starting for that series?
Yeah, so it's actually about Rahab, which is in the story of Joshua and Battle of Jericho, another pretty famous Bible story. And it actually should be releasing in August of 2021, so about a year from now.
Yeah, cool, awesome. And so you've written the first one in the series already?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool, awesome. So this is sort of a taste on Desolate Heights, and the first your novella that's you've been working on and coming out soon, that sort of can give people a taste of what your writing's like and what they can expect. So what's your plans? Do you have any specific plans or idea when you're releasing the novella?
Yeah, so it will be an exclusive for my newsletter subscribers at this point, and my newsletter will go out in September. So I'm working through my revisions, and then my husband is working on getting a fun cover, and then I'll have to look into formatting and all that. So look for it in the middle of September, the middle of September. So
well, that's not far away.
No,
so
about a month.
anyone wants to get the free novella, they can. We'll put some links up for Naomi's newsletter and her social media and that kind of stuff. So if you want to just contact her, sign up to a newsletter, and then when it's all ready, she will send that out to you.